At this time, I would like to please ask Steve Maurer to come up and talk to us about whatever you'd like. Or you can talk out there, Steve, or come up here. Either one's fine with me. But I know that you're going through some issues right now with the closings. I can appreciate how that might be. We've gone through some issues ourselves. Welcome, Steve Maurer.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. And I will say thank you also, Mr. President. There are two Mr. Presidents I have to address here tonight, and then there are two Mr. Chairmans that I have to address here tonight. President Chairman of the State Committee, Jim Rex, is right down in front of us here, and the former Chairman of the State Committee, Mel Borton, is over there, and I still address both of them as Mr. Chairman. And I also want to acknowledge they've already been introduced, but two other members of the FSA State Committee, Jim Zumbrick and John Gressler, who were down here at the table with us. I've been asked to talk a little bit about what's going on at USDA and with FSA right now. You're probably all aware, you've caught, if it's not affecting your county particularly, you still probably heard that the Farm Service Agency is in the business of closing offices. And it's just not the Farm Service Agency. It is all of USDA, 258 offices around the country. 131 of those are Farm Service Agency offices. 5 of those are in Ohio. And I spent the last week going to 2 of those counties, Perry and Meigs, to hold public hearings and get input from people in those counties about what they think about office closures. I think it's fair to say they don't like it. And I understand that. I'm from Shelby County and Botkins, Ohio, and I know what it is in a rural county to lose an institution. And that's never, particularly for a rural county, that's not a pleasant experience. But it's something that we at FSA and at USDA have to face, and we're facing it as forthrightly as we can. In the last Farm Bill, the Congress established minimum criteria that would be used if the department chose to close offices. And those criteria are 2 or fewer permanent full-time staff and 20 miles. It's 20 miles as the crow flies. And that has a different impact in southeastern Ohio than it does in northwest Ohio. But those are the criteria. And in talking to people in the 2 counties so far, they've said, well, you know, you can close the office in Perry County and this isn't going to balance the federal budget. And I say, I understand that. I understand. We can all these 5 offices, and we could probably close all the offices in Ohio, and it wouldn't balance the federal budget. Wouldn't even come close. It wouldn't even be a dot, a speck of dust in the proverbial federal budget floor. But we do it because decreased budgets over these past several years mean fewer people and fewer resources to serve you. Fewer people and fewer resources to spread over the offices that we presently keep open. So we're faced with the choice of stretching our employees very thin at the county office level, or combining some of those offices and trying to provide equal service, though at a farther distance. And that's what we're about. It's not, by any stretch, an easy chore. It's not one that's relished by anyone in a rural community. It's not one that's relished by this state committee, or this department, or me, or Secretary Vilsack, or the President. But it is what we must do to continue to provide service. I can only hope that I can understand if any of you are in one of those counties that you will want to oppose that. And that is your right. That is your obligation, and you should do it. But don't just let us know. Let the members of Congress know. And I'm not supposed to be telling anyone to lobby. That's not my job. That's not my job description, but oh well. Come to the meetings if it's your county that's affected, even if it's not your county that's affected. Let your leadership know how you feel, and let your public officials know how you feel. With that, I can only ask for your understanding and trust that we will still do our level best to provide the service that is our middle name for all Ohio agriculture. Have a good meeting. Thank you.